Paul, a former Rooster here. He's obviously also a former coach. Does this potentially highlight the pressures that NRL coaches face?
Look, I think, first thing, Greenie was player here and player 998 and also coached here, and I was lucky enough when I started that Greenie was here to help me and win a premiership together, which was really really special. And it's just an amazing coach, an amazing guy. He's just such a his humour was really important. His brutal honesty was also really important, and just his vision as a coach was special. So we're just really sad. A lot of the staff here and some of the players have had a bit to do with Greenie. So it was really sad.
Robert, have you heard obviously announced your address of the players? But
Yep.
The actual, not just the death, but the fact that you really need to speak out when you're struggling.
Yeah, we spoke about it this morning. So we had a discussion. We had a couple of photos up there of Greenie and his time here in both his roles, and just spoke about obviously what happened and just our thoughts on Greenie, and then exactly that about that you need sometimes to reach out. We had Gus Wallen come in and speak about the Gotcha for Life only a couple of weeks ago when we played in the Manly game with the jerseys, and just the need to be open and talk about it a bit more and not hide away how you're feeling or the help that you need. So I don't know the circumstances around Greenie and why. It's just it's just been really sad and flat for Amanda and the kids and the family, and just sort of highlights the personal side of what we do and the need for support.
Yeah, as I sort of mentioned before, coaching is a high pressure job. Do you feel there's enough support for coaches in this job, and sometimes do you feel they maybe overlooked in terms of the support they need?
Look, I've got my thoughts on that, but I actually don't want to go into that because I do have my thoughts on that part of, and I've had thoughts for a long time on that, but it's, I don't want to go into that now.
Trent, you have some window into our Greenie Cup, that 2013 premiership season.
Yeah.
He was crucial as part of the coaching staff of the youth.
Definitely.
Club. Just wasn't the impact he had on the club that year.
I remember Greenie was my last coaching hire. He'd won a couple of comps at Winner Manly. He'd been with Wayne at Brisbane, and he came down, and I still remember his first session. He came in and we were getting all our systems in play, and he got straight into the coaching. He was really confident about his knowledge, and he got straight into, in his own style, in his sort of forthright approach, and the players really loved him for that. He worked a lot with Jake Friend as well in that time, in and around his play. He scouted the oppositions for us in that year, and then he was down on the headset, me sort of talking to him each game, and Walks, one of his good mates here, started to get the wobbles in one of the shirts in the grand final, and Greenie told him to shut up. We're going to win the game and get back to your job. And and that was Greenie, and that was really enjoyed that time, and obviously coaching against him and having a close relationship behind the scenes, just with working on different things around where coaches are in the game, and he was a great mind in the way that he coached the game as well.
You've had so many assistants now, Trent, that have gone on to other clubs and had success there. But when he won that comp with the Cowboys in 2015, I know you wanted to win it yourself, but do you feel some sense of pride, like the emotion you went through when you were watching him win that comp with the Cowboys?
There was nothing personal from my side. That was all Greenie, and the way that to win the first in a place is difficult. You have to get over the psychological barrier of not having done it before, and for him to do that and do it in the way that they did it was just, it's one of the most memorable grand finals in the history of our game.
Just in terms of, obviously, it's a big thing to overcome. You've got obviously the game this weekend. It's a bit of a change in pace. It's a big one for Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy, 200th game, 90 for West Tigers and 110 for Roosters, and he's an incredible player in our game, and the way that he's played those 200 games, came on as a talent. He was a talented player, and then he got a steely mentality about the way that he was going about playing the games, and started to shift the momentum of games both in the short term and then also the long term about the way he played, and then the leadership role that he's taken in games and captaincy in both state and club. He's pushed the limits on all of those 200 games, and he's got a lot of petrol left in the tank as well. It's a real honour to coach him, and also for him to go out there and play his 200th game tomorrow.
Do you have a favourite Teddy moment that you can think of?
There's so many for me on Teddy. The way that he goes about, it's not about actually an action, because that's the culmination of all the work that I get to see. I've talked about it a few weeks ago about the way that he can he can train really hard. He can execute finite skills really well. Take in all the information that coaches give him. Deal with the external sort of media or promotions, and then come back into this really calm state and go and play. That's an absolute gift, the way that he's gone about it. That's my favourite moment on Teddy, seeing how a week is in James Tedesco's life, and then how free he can go out there and play on the weekend. That's his gift.
We all saw the talent when he first arrived
Yeah.
at the club. Did you expect that transformation, especially the leadership role he's adopted over the past few years?
No, that's why I expected the talent to come in, because he was, when we got him after those 90 games, that was, and we signed him probably after 75 of those games. We knew what a talent he was, and we thought we needed to add that on the back of sort of losing Tuivasa Sheck. It was, a year before, and we needed that position to nail, and we thought we'd get a really talented fullback. But that's the slight difference in his capacity to go from a talented fullback to a game changer, to a leader, to a captain. That's been his ability to push himself, and it's been remarkable to watch in 110 games now for us.
He's really the ultimate role model this evening for young kids, male and female.
Yeah, I really like. We just had a tribute to him this morning, just to look at those games, and the tributes came in from family, friends, and footy guys, and he really typifies that player that knows where he comes from, stays really close to his mates, looks after his family, and then plays footy. It's a credit to him and the way that he's gone about his career.
We're at the business end of the year now. Are you happy with the style of footy you're playing at the moment, or is there still so much more improvement coming, you think, in the next month?
I'm liking the style of footy that we're playing, and we want to do it more often and refine that. There's no change of direction that we need to take anymore. We need to intensify the style of play that we're playing, and then do it for longer periods, and then continue just to refine the combinations on that. That's our focus for tomorrow.
Can I ask quickly about Sam Verrills? Obviously, he's been a great servant for this club for many years now, with Brandon coming. Obviously, his time down in Everton, but just talk about his impact and what you're trying to get from him for the next few weeks at the end of the season, his last stint with the Roosters.
Yeah, I think he's playing exceptional footy at the moment. I want him to continue on. He's very, he's a really, really strong player for us each week, and with what happened last year and having two starting hookers, and that was uncomfortable but was quite clear, and Gold Coast have got a great hooker coming in there, a premiership winning hooker who knows how to play attacking footy from that position. So and then we just had that conversation, and we're just head down, bum up until the end of the year. We're really going to continue on our path. So that job's done for him next year, and now let's continue our footy.
Is Sam okay for this weekend with the head protocols?
Yeah, he's fine.